Let's bring in senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer and legal analyst Kim Whaley and Brian Buckmeyer for more. Devin, talk me through this ruling from Justice Gorsuch, a significant one here from the court.
Very significant for advocates of gun control safety, Diane, and the government's ability to regulate the purchase of gun kits, those that are assembled at home, creating what are known as ghost guns that aren't traceable. This 7-2 decision written by Justice Gorsuch, highly textual, focused on the text of the Gun Control Act of 1968, where he basically says that even though the weapon is not fully assembled in these kits, it does qualify as a firearm that can be regulated, as you said, subjected to background checks, age limits, and other serialization requirements that would apply to a fully assembled weapon. Now, this decision comes at a time when the country has seen an explosion of the use of these weapons on streets in crimes and in accident scenes. Teenagers for many years, Diane, had been buying these behind the backs of their parents, assembling them, injuring themselves and others. And so now the court today, with the only two dissenting justices, Justice Thomas and Justice Alito, upholding those regulations, though, saying the government can crack down on these devices.
Brian, I know you've worked on cases involving some of these so-called ghost gun kits. What's the bigger impact of this ruling?
The bigger impact is law enforcement having the ability to track and monitor who's not only purchasing these firearms, but also using them, regulating them the same way that we do with firearms already. I think, as you pointed out, this is not a ban on ghost guns. It's just simply regulating them in the same way that guns are regulated as well.
Devin, what kind of precedent does this set, and where does this go legally from here?
Well, this is a significant precedent under the Gun Control Act, Diane. You know, these issues around the definition of what constitutes a gun have really complicated efforts to crack down on gun issues in this country for a long time. So for the court today to say that these gun parts kits qualify as weapons is a significant victory. It will lift the spirits of those that are seeking to crack down. But of course, I've heard from a number of gun kit manufacturers. They say they are determined to continue to push forward with this. This was not a Second Amendment case, but they do believe it's the right of Americans to continue to make guns at home. So continue to look at this issue. But again, a big win today for gun regulators, Diane.
It sure is. Devin Dwyer, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you both. And we will have a lot more on this Supreme Court ruling on World News Tonight and continuing coverage on ABC News Live. For now, I'm Diane Macedo. Have a great rest of the day.